Last week on the streets of Washington were armed men with helmets and shields, but unmarked.Unknown refused to answer journalists to the question, which part of the government or of the army they belong to. The Bureau reported that men unmarked are members of the crisis departments such as those that take control of the prison riots. According to the agency, they don't wear clothes with the sign of the Federal Bureau of Prisons because they serve a broader mission. Professor of Laws at Ontario University, Thaddeus of Hoffmeister said in comments to Business Insider that, unlike the military, the security forces do not always should wear identification marks on their uniforms. If these officers will behave in a time when the present federal government, as you will be able to identify them? Why anonymity when controlling demonstrations? According to the material, the anonymity of the police is also worried because in this form they are no different from right-wing white militias, which have recently protested against the quarantine, writes Politico. As of 2016, the country has about 132,000 of security forces in 80 different offices. Many of these agencies wide powers, so they often do not its primary function. For example, Pentagon police arrest people for driving while intoxicated. According to CNN, the streets of the Capitol have become alphabet soup acronyms various law enforcement agencies, the number of which is mind-boggling. This attack on the constitutional rights of Americans to protest only increase. U.S. Attorney General William Barr, which was released outside of the security forces without insignia, have borrowed the tactics of the dictator, writes the Washington Post in an editorial. The U.S. Department of Justice told the newspaper that the security forces were not allowed to wear identifying marks, but this could be due to the fact that the mobilization happened very quickly. This is an inadequate response, the newspaper writes. Law enforcers don't just run out into the street, forgetting to put identification marks. Or controlled by the bar their troops? Have they given the order to hide something? The author writes.